Defense Updates has reached 200,000 subscribers. We cannot thank you enough. We promise to keep delivering interesting content.
Follow us on social media. Support us on Patreon. All links in description below.
China has established numerous military installations in the South China Sea, primarily in the Spratly and Paracel Islands. In the Spratlys, China's built airfields at Subi, Mischief and Fiery Cross, along with potential missile, radar, and helicopter infrastructure at several smaller formations. In the Paracels, China's established a significant military installation at Woody Island, as well as radar and helicopter facilities in several other areas. China continues construction across the region, meaning that it may expand its military presence in the future. The larger bases, Subi, Mischief, Fiery Cross, and Woody Island, have infrastructure necessary for the management of military aircraft, including fighters and large patrol craft. The installations have been objected to by its neighbors such as the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Vietnam. Though the U.S. takes no position on the territorial dispute in the South China Sea, its warships have conducted routine freedom of navigation operations near the reclaimed islands. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Chinese military outposts in South China Sea will not last even a few days against the U.S.
Number 5.
Several of the islands serve as bases for surface-to-air missile systems, including the HQ-9 with a range of 125 miles. Different types of ground-launched cruise missiles are also present. These missiles serve to make South China Sea lethal for U.S. ships and aircraft that do not have stealth capabilities or that do not enjoy a layered air defense system. But the range of these missiles are much less than the standoff weapons U.S. can deploy against them. Also, U.S. has several stealth jets, F-22 Raptor, F-35 Lightning II, and B-2 bomber that can penetrate the airspace defended by the relatively less advanced Chinese systems. It must be noted that China is just starting to receive Russian-made S-400 air defense that can make the job complicated for U.S. Air Force, but there seems to be no plan to deploy it to these islands. Land-based missiles survive air attack because they can hide among hills, forests, and other natural cover. There's no effective natural cover on the islands that China's created, and even man-made defensive installations will not survive concerted attack.
Number 4.
The 4 largest military installations in the SCS have extensive facilities for the operation of military aircraft. This includes advanced fighters, but more importantly, patrol, electronic warfare, and advanced early warning aircraft. The ability to use these airfields effectively extends the reach of China's A2AD bubble, enabling the transmission of targeting data to missile launchers at sea and in mainland China. The fighter aircraft themselves serve to make the skies over SCS even more lethal than they otherwise would be, as well as threaten U.S. ships at a distance with cruise missiles. But in conflict, the airfield will be susceptible to a wide range of American weapons, including long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles and several types of anti-runway penetration bomb, which are specifically designed to be used against airfields.
Number 3.
Surface-to-air missiles, ground-launched cruise missiles, and combat aircraft depend on accurate targeting data for effectiveness. The most important contribution that the SCS Islands may offer to the Chinese military is through the radar installations that China's established on many of the islands. These installations help to provide a much fuller picture of the battle space than China would otherwise enjoy. Together, they significantly enhance the lethality of China's defense networks. That said, the radars themselves are vulnerable to a wide array of U.S. attacks. These include kinetic methods such as missiles, launched from submarines, stealth aircraft, or other platforms, electronic warfare, cyber attacks, and even special forces raids. In a conflict, China could quickly lose access to the radar network that it's established.
Number 2.
China's islands in the SCS are not mobile and are not large enough to hide much in the way of military equipment and material. The United States will be able to meticulously map the military installations on each of the islands in the SCS, and will probably be able to track shipments of military equipment to the islands. US has a large array of satellites which can take high-resolution images of Chinese military assets present in the islands. US military intelligence also has highly trained technical staffs who can identify these assets, and this data can eventually be used to decide on the best tactics and weapons that can be employed to neutralize these. This will make the islands extremely vulnerable to attack from ships, subs, and aircraft, as missiles will not require real-time targeting data. Bombing raids will also be much easier and, in this scenario, will be highly effective.
Number 1.
All the military capabilities of China's SCS islands depend upon secure communications with mainland China. Most of the islands constructed by China cannot support extensive logistics stockpiles or keep those stockpiles safe from attack. In a shooting war, the need to keep the island supplied with fuel, equipment, and munitions would quickly become a liability for presumably hard-stretched Chinese transport assets. PLAN and PLAAF would have little interest in pursuing risky, expensive efforts at resupplying islands under fire. The military value of the islands of the SCS would reduce more and more as the conflict rages on and island resources dwindle. During World War II, Japan found that control of islands offered some strategic advantages, but not enough to force the United States to engage each island individually. Moreover, over time, the islands became a strategic liability as Japan struggled to keep them supplied with food, fuel, and equipment. Unfortunately for China, like Japan, the very nature of island warfare make it difficult to keep installations in service for long term. This will get exposed even more when encountering the most technologically advanced military force in the world. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.